Hello, BookTube. I thought I might show you some of the books I've actually got in my collection. Right now, I'm in my little box room where I've put the majority of the books I've got left. So these are the books I love to read. I've reread most of these books in this little room. So I thought I might just pick a shelf out at random and just pick 10 books that I've got on my shelf. Uh, I'm just looking at what I'm looking at eye level. These are all non-fiction. So, all you non-fiction readers, stay and suffer. So what? Oh, here we go. So this is Underbook. This is who's this by? Lisa Margonelli. I'm gonna butcher most of these names, but this is a biology book about termites, studies their ecology, how they might be used for engineering. It's a really, really good book. If you want to get into nature, you don't know where to start, and especially if you like insects, Underbook. Oh, book number 2, The Wisdom of Wars. This is really good. Have I got a theme here? There's pretty much all nature so far. Wolves. This is really, really good. So basically, this is Jim and Jamie Dutcher. They live with a pack of wild wolves basically, and they give a biography of the pack, and it's really, really good. I'm really, really interested, and they kind of share their experiences about how they recognise and how each wolf has got their own personality. Really good book, and it's super slim. Okay, the second book, not so slim, but nevertheless good. The Greek Myths. If you're into your mythology, especially Greek, you can't go wrong with Robert Gray's The Greek Myths. This has got all your myths inside. You can pretty much pick a page, pick a chapter, and read about that myth. This is really, really, really good. Bit of a chunker, but really, really good. Oh, The Hidden Life of Trees. Now, this is not really it is a nature book, but it's not a study on trees as such, but how they all interact with each other like a big family, basically. So if one tree starts to suffer maybe from an insect or a woodpecker, it will send it's communicating down into whatever the biological word for it is, send the communication down for the roots, and then that carries through the forest floor to other trees. Really, really interesting book. Really good. How many books is that? 4? Okay. Oh, okay. Now this one is if I can speak, The Reorigin of Species. So this book's about all the species that have gone recently extinct and how scientists are trying to bring them back. Hopefully nothing like a Jurassic Park where they eat us, but this is a really good book. Your usual suspects are in this book. So you've got the mammoth, you've got the dodo. Who else have they got in here? Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head. But there's a fair few. Yeah. But it's really interesting read if you like that kind of thing. So that's 5. Oh, this is a big chunker. American Caesars. This is basically a snap biography of US presidents from FDR, I believe, all the way to George W. Bush. And it's basically trying to draw comparisons from the presidency to the Roman emperors of days gone by. Really good, really interesting, and he's brutally honest with some of the presidents. It's really interesting. And if I can find the start of the page. So here we go. So it's got John F. Kennedy there, and it usually gets a couple of coins to represent him, and basically later deify, so you know what kind of flavour that chapter's going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's another biology book / nature book, Entangled Life. I wouldn't say this is for everyone. Lots of interesting stuff in it, though. It's got a lot of science words in it, but still ultra slim. For you biology lovers, definitely get it, because I think it's a really fantastic book, especially when it starts talking about those the mushrooms that send out spores that takes over ants' minds and snails' minds. Oh, crazy science fiction stuff that, isn't it? Okay. Oh. Underworld by Robert Macfarlane. If you don't know Robert Macfarlane, he's a really, really good nature writer. Yeah, there's definitely a theme here, isn't it? It's nature. Really, really good nature writer. He also writes poetry, I believe, about nature. This book's about everything that lies under your feet, whether you realise it or not. So it goes through burial mounds, animals that live under your feet, stuff like that. It's really, really compelling, really, really well written as well. So read it, it's good. Next book. Oh. No Beast So Fierce. So this book's about the tiger in India that was hunting humans basically and eating them. And the reason why, oh, spoiler, the reason why that he was doing it, they believe, is because he got into a fight with another tiger and it cracked his tooth. So from that, he just started to prey on humans because they were easier prey because he didn't have both incisors. But really good, really, really, really interesting book. You should read it. Okay. Oh, 9 books. Last one. Oh, last one. There we go. Bit of a departure from what we've been doing. An Inconvenient Death. Now, this one is a conspiracy book. The thing with conspiracies is, you know, I don't necessarily believe it, but it's very, very interesting. If you've never read any non-fiction at all, get into stuff like this because this is the gateway of reading non-fiction. It's really, really, really interesting. If you don't know who this man is, that's Dr. David Kelly. He was the UN's nuclear inspector. He was basically the guy who went, there's no nuclear weapons in Iraq. I don't know where you're getting all this information from. And he was basically found with his wrist slit in the woods. And it's basic. This book is the whole: did he actually kill himself or not, or is there a person in the dark who, you know, stopped him? I'm not out of words there. Okay, BookTube. That's 10 books for me. I might do another one of these, and I might focus more on my fiction because I've got all sorts of classics and fantasy and science fiction. But anyway, see you soon.